starting this as well. This is going to be so much fun for people watching the videos. Like, how many videos am I watching? But, you know, manageable bites, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know where and how to find subscribers, so what next? Okay, so the landing page leads to this. We've already seen this, right? My little page. Okay, on the MailChimp side of things, so setting things up. You know what? I don't think I'm going to even go into this because you guys will have access to this afterwards. So basically, you're going to go into... So this is setting up the actual squeeze page.
Oh.
Click on list, sign up forms, embedded forms. It's under the embedded forms on MailChimp. And then you edit required fields in the form. Only require email addresses. Don't ask for people. Don't even have a field for first name and last name or first name. People like feeling invisible. And so if you just ask for an email address, you'll have more signups than if you ask for add names. I used to have it optional, but I had less people sign up and people would put in the wrong names, you know, like silly names. And I'm like, okay, it's bothering them. Okay, so I'll let you guys look over this. Okay, then go to embedded forms, copy paste code, blah, 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 add it to your website. You'll see that later. Okay, the flow. Okay, so people sign up, they confirm their email addresses, they receive your welcome email. So this is, I'm going to show you how to set up the welcome email. This is my welcome email. Do you want me to read it out loud since you can't really see it? Okay, so my welcome email says, thanks for subscribing, an email with a link to download your free books. And I'm going to change that subscribing word. I still have to finish.
The S word, Shane.
I know. Okay, an email with a link to download your free books will be on its way if it hasn't arrived already. Please respond to this email if you don't get it in the next day. It should come well before then, but sometimes things get stuck in transit. I found that people are more willing to tell me that books didn't come if I say tell me. Because then they just think that you've...
Forgotten or...
know that you've gotten their email address and you're going to spam them and that you're not actually going to give them a free book. People mistrust automatically. So when I say tell me, then they're more likely to tell me. And then I can help them work through it. And then I ask them to let me know to pass my website on to people who might like my books, just to kind of, I don't care if they share my books with other people, but I'd rather have those people on my newsletter list. And so I say, share my website, and I give them my landing page. And then at the very bottom, I say, P.S. I've been told by Gmail users that my emails sometimes end up in their promotions or social tabs. If this is the case with you, consider clicking and dragging my emails to your main inbox so you don't miss anything, including the free books. This is something I've noticed. The final welcome email, the confirmation emails, all go to their main inbox, but all the automation emails go to their promotions tab, which bites. So if you can get them in the very beginning to click and drag your emails to your inbox, you have a higher chance of having them end up in their inbox than in their promotions tab, which they probably will never look at, right? How many times do I look at mine? Probably once every 2 months. Okay, setting up automation on MailChimp. How many of you guys, do you guys know how to set up your automation?
No. Why I'm here.
Yes, no, I've got 2 answers.
I'm not using MailChimp, so this would be...
Yes, I know how.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this just talks about setting up your automation on MailChimp. Okay.
Sounds like maybe Deborah's interested in that, so maybe like afterwards.
Yeah, we'll go over it afterwards. Okay. So how often should I email? This is where I talk about where I email people. Okay. So the first email, the first one that comes with the free books, you send that out immediately. Second one, I usually wait 3 days later, and it's where you confirm that they actually got the free stuff. And then the third is 5 days later, and then all others a week apart. I email my subscribers every single week in automation and regularly. And I misuse the capitalization for emphasis. You want your automation to mirror how you usually do things. So if you plan on emailing every 2 weeks or once a month, you want your automation to mirror that. The problem with that is, in the beginning, you want people to remember your name more than anything else. And so one reason why, Brian Cohen was the one who actually taught me how to do it this way. First email immediately, second email 3 days later, third 5 days later, all others a week apart, so that they remember who you are. Because the worst thing in the world is emailing somebody who has no idea how they got on your list, who you are, why you have your email address. There's how many emails do you need? The basic automation sequence is at least 5. So if you do not have an automation sequence up, then I would say start with 5. And then otherwise it depends on the number of books in your backlist that you want to sell. So if you want to sell people, don't sell in every email. I sell every third email. So I pad with evergreen emails in between, and then you'll see what I do with my evergreen emails. There's things that I also want to know from my readers. My automation right now is 19 emails. Okay, so the format and objective for the emails, you want to tell your story. Each email needs to share something personal to help your readers get to know you, basically. So you want them to feel like they're good friends with you. Give them something to do in each email. This is a lot of information.
Good, we're going.
Okay, give them a question to answer, and let them know you enjoy and look forward to hearing from them. If you make it obvious and make it apparent that you want them to email you back, they'll be more likely to do it, and then they actually feel like it becomes a one-on-one conversation instead of just you broadcasting. Okay, so this is the first email in your basic automation.
Can I ask a stupid question?
There are no stupid questions.
Okay, what's the difference between something to do and a question to answer?
Okay. So I'll kind of break it down, but something to do is like if they want to download the book, that's something to do.
Okay.
So you give them a link to go to.
Okay.
A question to answer. Like in my freebie email, I ask them if they have any book recommendations in the genre. And so
Okay.
that gives them something to answer.
Okay.
And then the something to do is links to free books.
Okay, that makes sense.
An answer, just like hit respond and answer to you like that, or do you
Yeah.
have it in some sort of survey or?
No, well, I do both. Generally, I mean, I like to have them email me directly, but sometimes, like what Johnny from APR recommends is taking the chat to like Facebook and things like that, but that doesn't work for me. Most of my subscribers don't use their Facebook accounts. The good thing about that, though, is one person comments, it's so easy to comment instead of open an email, respond, and send the email, you know? And so, I mean, I understand why it's a great idea, but it doesn't always work, and it hasn't worked for me, unfortunately. Okay, so in my freebie email, the first email that gives them the links to the free books, I give them a short introduction to myself, and then I tell them what readers can expect. So this is important. You want them to know how often you email, if you swear, basic things like that, if you use too many smiley faces, which is me. So I tell them ahead of time. Yeah, because some people are annoyed by things like that, and if they don't like what you're going to be doing, then they can just unsubscribe right away. And I'd rather have them unsubscribe after the first email than have them stick around for a while if they're never going to buy, you know? Ask a question. Okay, getting the free books to the readers. Do you guys know BookFunnel very well?
Some, I have an account.
Okay.
Using it.
Do you guys want to see how they do it, or do you not want to deal with that right now?
I already know how.
Here's my question: is what is the benefit of using like Dropbox or BookFunnel or something like that, as opposed to just attaching the documents directly to the email?
Okay, so attaching it directly to the email, you have to do a lot of hand holding. Like if they don't know how to sideload, most readers don't know how to take a book and put it on their Kindle. So you
Or
have to
even
teach them
worse,
how to
on their
sideload.
mobile, which is where a lot of them end up reading.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to say here, you like send it. I mean, first of all, you're gonna send them a Mobi or a PDF, or how are you gonna send it?
Yeah, I send them Mobi, EPUB, PDF, and instructions on how to get it to
And
their
so
device.
if they have that on their email, like how then you have to handhold them getting that off of the email.
Even with instructions,
onto their
I
phone.
would send instructions. I still had people be like, "How do I do this?" And they, a lot of the time, if it's too complicated, they just won't do it.
Okay.
And so, okay, the reason I like BookFunnel is because BookFunnel, they walk you through it. I'm just going to show just a little bit, just so that you guys can see how easy it is. So get my book. Do you want to read this on Windows? Yes or no? No. I read with a Kindle or Kindle app, another device or an app. So that would be like iTunes or Kobo or something like that, right? And so it just walks them through it. And if they ever have any problems, I tell them to click on this little help me link right here. And then Damon or Julia, I think Julia is his assistant right now, employee, they actually walk the people through it. They'll actually hold their hands. Okay, Dropbox is free, but again, you have to teach them how to get the email or the book to their device. But it's easier than just, in my experience, it was easier than emailing it. Emailing it, because I don't know, it depends on if you remember. Like sometimes I'd forget the links or forget the attachments and things like that. Do you have yours set up automatically? See, that's nice. That's the way Christine Kersey does it, I think. No, she's on BookFunnel now. Anyway, okay, but Dropbox is free and that's a good place to start. But Dropbox also doesn't give you stats on who's opening, who's not opening. BookFunnel will give you stats on how many views you have, how many downloads, where people are downloading to, how many downloads per day versus month, all of that. I love it. Okay, the second email is a follow-up email. You ask them how the downloading went, you give the links again, and then you tell them more about yourself. You tell about writing your featured book. what was difficult about writing it. You want to make it personal, and then ask them what they think of the book so far. Okay, the reason why you want to tell intro. Okay, so what Brian Cohen told me was you're telling a story, which I don't think quite describes what you're doing. What you want is you want them to emotionally connect with you. And so if you talk about how difficult that, like Discern, took me a year and a half to write, and I write a book in 4 weeks generally, you know, sometimes even just 1 or 2 weeks. And so Discern took me a long time to write because I was so stuck in my other series that I wasn't ready yet to move on. So telling readers that, you know, telling readers how you overcame that makes them feel more involved in the process, and they're more willing to become loyal readers. Third email, I call this the Connect Elsewhere email. You give more of an introduction to yourself. You talk about troubles with writing the book again if you didn't finish it in the last email. You ask your question, so whatever question you want. I think in my third one it's like something like, would you ever want to be in a book? Or have you ever wanted to be a character in a book? Things like that. Though that's kind of been interesting. Some people email me and say, don't you dare put my name in your book. So I'm like, I wasn't asking for your name. I mean, I wasn't, you know, it's hypothetical. Invite them to join you on social media. So that's okay, so you got your question. Then have them do something is join you on social media, the place where you spend the most time, which is not social media. It's just, you know, whichever social media account you are on the most. Don't send them to Tumblr if you're only there once a month. Okay, and then this right here is really important. The next email in this automation setup is you're selling the next book in your series. You're selling them something. In this email, you want to let them know that you're going to be asking them to buy. Of course, you're not going to say, hey, in my next email, I want you to buy something. You say something like, in my next email, I'm going to tell you about the next book in my series. Or in my email, you know, I don't like duplicating, having next to next twice, but you know what I mean, right? So you give them a heads up. That way they know that you're going to be asking them to buy something without you saying that. Or you could say, in my next email, I'm going to tell you about a promotion that's going on. And then, you know, in your next email, you tell them. Okay, so the fourth email is sell next book. Continue introduction. There's going to be a lot of this, so have fun. One thing I've discovered, I'm really personal in my emails to my readers. Like, they know pretty much everything that's going on in my life. They know everything I've gone through, like in my, you know, growing up, and it makes them. I've had really good responses to that. So I include pictures and things like that so that they feel like they're getting to know me. Okay, so tell them about writing the next book, which is the one you're selling in this email. So, like, if you had any problems or any difficulties while writing it, you want them to feel like they are emotionally connected to you. So if they know that you struggle with things, they're like, hey, I struggle with things too. Give some reader reviews, short 1, maybe 2 sentences that are enthusiastic. Give the download links, and then ask them what they think will happen next. That's the question I ask. So what do you think is going to happen next in the series?
Download links.
To buy the book.
Oh.
So like to Kindle, Amazon.
Gotcha. Purchase links.
Yeah, purchase links, yes. Okay, so the 5th email is an invitation to your street team. And yes, I do recommend having a street team. This is really funny. I thought street teams are so cheesy. I was like, I would never, ever have a street team. That's just like, I could never ask people to do things.
How do you ask? Where does it say there about invite to street team? Invite.
Yeah. Okay, so, but I really wish now that I'd created one a long time ago, because getting reviews is so easy now. It's totally worth it.
How can you carefully say that? I mean,
how
did you word it?
Did you read my email, the automation? Did you get them? Some
I
people
did.
said-
I got a lot.
Okay.
So I might have been signed up in a couple of different places and.
Okay, so the ones that you got doesn't have my invitation in it yet, because it's in there. I just have it delayed until I can finish. I just need to get all my ducks in a row with this whole rebranding. Seriously, worst time ever but it's okay. Okay, so you do it after the selling email, because you don't want people who signing up for your street team who aren't already loyal readers. But don't worry if people can't ever buy your books. I've got some readers that are disabled. They're unable to work. They make $500 a month. They cannot afford to buy books, and they are some of my most loyal readers. They will review everything I have. I mean, and I've got 30 something products now, and some of them have reviewed every single one of those things. And one of them did it in 2 weeks. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so you talk to them about how much you love and appreciate them, and then say, as a way to thank my readers, I've set up a street team. And this is where I give you my free books, and the only thing I ask of you is a review in exchange.
Okay, that's the key there. You
Yeah.
did get 3
You
books.
want to you want to emphasize
Can you
what
repeat
they
that?
get.
I was typing not fast enough. Or is it up on the screen?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think it is. Okay, so basically, you're on my list.
I
Okay, so
forgot, yeah.
you will get it, but it's not going to be
It's
for a
okay.
little bit.
Tell
So,
them that readers get free books in exchange for honest reviews. That is a
okay, yeah.
key thing.
So what I say is I'm like, I do giveaways just for my street team, like Kindle giveaways, Kindle reviews, Kindle Paperwhites. I do gift cards, I do paper book, I do all sorts of things just so that they fill. And then I tell them that in my email, say, you're going to be getting all this stuff. The only thing I ask is a review and occasionally help with a promotion. I don't even ask for reviews on all of my books, just the ones that I promote the most, just because you want those ones to have the most reviews, right? And one thing that I do, in order for them to get, okay, so some authors say you get all my future books for free. Great. My 3-year-old has drawn on her face. Yeah. It happens. Anyway, okay, so some authors only give their future free books. I give them my whole backlist, but I do it, I say once they've proved to me that they've posted a review on Discern, my main book, then I'll give them everything else because I don't want freeloaders,
Yes.
Yeah.
And anyway, so
So when you run your giveaways, are they for your street team? Or are they just like anybody on my street team is entered, or do you make them do something to enter?
I generally make them do something. A lot of times it's like if I have a new release, then I'll do a post your review, but you have to be really careful with the rules and the laws of giveaways and things like that. A lot of times it'll be something like just a thank you, for being on my street team. Thank you for helping me. My nose itches when I talk. Can you tell? I'm like, eh. Yes, your nose is black.
How do you, so I know you make a Facebook page called your street team and it's private.
Yes, you
And
could.
people get on there and you kind of communicate to them through there. But like how, so when you give them a call to action, they need to respond basically by always just commenting in the Facebook post. Or I guess I'm just not creative enough to think how to keep engaging them in unique ways.
Well, I email them also once a week. So I email
So you have an email list with them besides the
I
street
don't,
team?
like
Or besides
50%.
Facebook group.
Oh, okay. So, I only have like 60 people on my Facebook street team, and I've got 250 people in my email list because most of them don't use Facebook. Most of my subscribers aren't active Facebook users.
Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. Okay, so you need to say, if you want to be on my street team.
Yeah, I've got
what do you-
a link to sign up to an actual list, separate list from my list.
Okay. So would you even recommend having a Facebook street team?
I like it because, so let me show you what I do with mine really fast. Just visual representation. I use my personal Facebook on Firefox and my author one on Chrome, so I don't have to sign in and out. Let me go there really fast, and I'll show you what I do with them. Let's see, Andrea's review crew and street team. Okay, so what I do is I'm going back and forth on the book covers.
Okay, so you do both.
I do both, but this one is where I post things that I post frequently. It's not like you post, I email them once a week, but I can I can put something on here on like a Monday or Tuesday and it doesn't bother them. If it wouldn't bother them even if I emailed every single day because these people are my diehard fans. No, they're the ones that want to hear from me. They email me frequently. Like some of them will email me multiple times a day, which is hard, but it's wonderful because they're actually,
Engaged.
they're
So you
engaged.
have to respond to all these emails?
I do respond to them all. The thing is, so this is what I spend my time doing: emailing my list and answering emails and writing, and that's my main focus. Sometimes I take time to put together giveaways and promotional websites, and I do that in one day. Just set it up, have a giveaway running for the whole month. I set up all my promotions for that month, and then I run our book club promotions more group, and that's basically all I do. And I have her come over and help with the kids.
And when do you have time to write?
when she's here helping with the kids and during nap times. And I write 3,000 words an hour, 3,000 to 4,000 words an hour. And so I just
Yeah.
plow through things. And I'm a binge writer like Elena. And so I get a book finished in a couple weeks and then I don't
Wow.
write again for a while. And then, you know, and this is why I'm like, guys, I haven't finished my automation yet. I'm only 8 emails into my 19 email automation. Because I've got them all written, but people are only up through 8 emails, you know. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, wow. Let's see. Where did we get? Oh, where were we? I didn't know why it stopped. Oh, we're on the street team. Okay, so, but the thing with the street team, you want to make sure that they know that this is your way to say thank you for them. If you pitch it to them as okay, I'll give you my free books, but you have to review it for me, then they're not going to be as likely to join. You want them to know, they're getting a lot of free stuff in exchange for them helping out a little. And a lot of readers posting a review, like, just 2 or 3 sentences long isn't a big deal. It's just, they're lazy, so you have to give them incentive to do it. Okay, the 6th email is a how's it going email. You send this several months later. It's short and to the point. Mine are usually like a paragraph, maybe 2 paragraphs long. Asks how they're doing. It gives a short update on you, but it's got to be something that's evergreen. So you say something like, I'm busy, like, always. Me, I'm like running around after 2 kids and running a business, Don't underestimate the value of this email. I actually planned to delete this, but then I forgot it was set up, and it went out to like 200 people. And I had so many people respond to that because the subject line was, how have you been? And so it feels more personal, and it is more personal because when they respond, I got updates. Like one of my readers, she got in a car accident and like 2 of her kids were killed, and she's
goodness.
like, I haven't been able to read your emails, and this is why. And if I hadn't sent that email, I would never have known. So people, a lot of my street team members are, did I say this already? I don't think I did. A lot of my street team members are disabled. And so it's really nice to just touch bases. And this one goes out several months later, like I was saying.
So, in between, since you email every week, so they go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they're on your main.
Okay, so for this one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's what I meant. So
And
1,
then
2, 3,
they're
4,
on
5.
they're on the main. And then this one, the last email, the number 6, goes out 3 or 4 months later, but it's still
But
part
they're
of the
still
automation, and
getting
they're
your
still-
weekly.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not like you haven't spoken to them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Though, like the way some of the authors I've talked to, they only email quarterly. And so for them,
Oh, right. That would depend on how often you're emailing.
yes, exactly. Okay, ideas for questions you can ask. So ask for book recommendations, ask for who their favorite character is in your book. Ask them for a favorite place to read, favorite vacation, anything that ties into the email that you've written.
Can you go back?
This is just my little short success, but one of my automation emails says the subject line is did, and I use the title of the book, download okay? ?
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually had quite a few people email back, yeah, it did, thanks. And I'm like, because I love it when they email you back because then your stuff's not going into
Yeah, you know that they're getting it. And
So that little subject line reminded me of your subject line, how's it going?
yeah.
And that they just felt like I was personally asking them if they got it okay, and it's just really awesome when they.
I love it when they email back.
Yeah.
Even if it's something simple like that. Yeah.
Because what I was going to do was just do just more of a sentence in my subject line, and then in the text say, hey, did the book download okay? But instead I asked it in the subject line. I've actually felt like it was much more effective that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
So what percentage of your newsletter subscribers actually respond when you ask questions and things like that?
Probably 10%, maybe. So I've got 4,000 subscribers now. About 400.
Because I have
And it's not all at once, it's scattered around. I get emails a few a day, and
Because I have nobody respond hardly ever when I ask questions and stuff in my automatic. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or what.
I take it off.
oh, your hair looks so pretty. Did you wash your face? Oh, good job. Okay. You can go play with Camille, okay?
Yeah.
She washed the marker off her face. I'm so proud of her for telling me.
Very, very
Actually, for doing it even. Okay. Okay.
So, Liz, Lindsay was feeling frustrated because nobody responded.
Yeah. So how do you?
I don't know. Like, I think it's just, I don't know. Like, if you read my actual emails, then maybe it'll, not all of them respond. I mean, it might even be less than 10%. It might just be like 5%, you know, because like, I was thinking about that. I'm like 400 emails, but it's not, again, like I said, it's spread out through, it's not, I got subscribed them all at once, but
Right.
some people are just more chatty than others, and others are like me. I don't ever respond to author emails, you know, I
Right.
like to be invisible.
So all of your emails you try to keep 300 words or less.
I do cheat though. But 300 words or less, especially in the beginning, except right now my first email is like probably about 400 words. But you want them to be to the point, and if you're emailing every week, you don't have a reason to have it be really long, because you want it to be, let's see, if I talk about that here. Oh yeah, I was going to include my emails, but it's too long and impossible to take notes on. So if you want to see firsthand, go to this link. It's bit.ly/strong authors. That's my author list, which, as I told you guys, I haven't really been using, but it's a way for me to give my automation sequence without having to copy and paste them all. And you'll get the first 8 emails, and then I've got up to 16 written now, and so I'll send the rest of them. And it keeps my reader list clear so that people don't sign up, because I went and signed up for all these authors lists, and I was like, I never read their emails. And some of them have it set up where if you don't open their emails, then they unsubscribe you automatically. And so I'm like, but I still want to get them, because I go back, like, I'll go back after 6 months and read through a whole bunch of emails, you know? Okay, so I email once a week, regular list automation, both things. Nearly religiously, number of unsubscribes has gone down since I've started emailing every week. Opens and clicks have stayed the same, and I've received really good feedback. And then this is what I always hear. I can't possibly email my list that frequently. That's annoying. That would drive me nuts. You're an author. You're not a reader, you know. Your job, your main focus is being an author. So your job is always on reading. I mean, always emailing. I mean, you're subscribed to lists. It's overwhelming to get all those emails, but most of my subscribers, I'd say probably half of them are only subscribed to maybe my newsletter list and 1 or 2 other authors' newsletter lists. And it's because this is not their job. They're doing it because they're passionate, you know? And so
I have been surprised because she started emailing once a week and was like, "That is way too much. You're crazy." And I talk to her 50 times a day and still get it. And I'm like, "Oh, look what Lindsay's doing."
Well, and I was like, I will never email that frequently because that's so annoying. But I was thinking of it as like, what are you going to talk about? You know.
Oh.
But when I just talk about random things and people
love it.
love it. And I
Yeah.
actually pulled my newsletter to ask them how frequently they wanted to be heard from, and like 80% or something like that said weekly,
Yeah.
which was really surprising to me.
Yep. Camia, stop recording.